Here's a very cool problem which is designed to boost your cognitive skills. You're presented with 5 numbers, 2, 4, 8, 12, and 16, and you need to determine which number doesn't belong. To help you give it your best effort, let's set a goal. Your goal is to fully understand the question and lock in your answer before time runs out. Once you're ready, we'll reconnect on the other side and review it together. Let's get started. Time's up. Do you have your answer ready? I hope so, because the solution here is very, very simple. You typically solve these types of problems in 2 steps. In step number 1, you look for patterns in the numbers. And in step 2, you identify the number which breaks the pattern. Let's first examine the sequence for common mathematical patterns. What are those? Multiplication, consistent increases, or powers. If we think it's multiplication, we need to multiply it by 2. 2 multiplied by 2 is 4. 4 multiplied by 2 is 8. So far so good, right? But it breaks here. 8 multiplied by 2 would be 16. Which might be a solution since number 12 doesn't belong, right? And the correct answer would be choice D. But I thought of this a little differently. I thought of it as powers of 2. 2 in power of 1 equal 2, which is the first number. 2 in power of 2 is 4. 2 in power of 3 is 8. And 2 in power of 4 is 16. Which also leads us to the answer that choice D is the odd one. So the correct answer here is choice D, 12. Are you ready for more? Try this question to see how you would do. You're presented with 5 numbers, 2, 3, 5, 9, and 11. And you need to determine which number doesn't belong. After you've selected your answer, post it in comments and I'll share my feedback. Enjoy solving this cool problem. Here's an amazing question to boost your analytical abilities. Insurance company charges $150 for a 10-year term policy, but offers 20% discount for a 15-year term policy. How much would the premium for the 15-year term policy cost, assuming same cost per year? And your choices for the answers are choice A, $180, choice B, $200, choice C, $224, and choice D cannot be determined. Just like on a real test, your goal is to understand the question and lock in your answer before timer is up. Once you're ready, we'll reconnect on the other side to review it together. Let's go ahead and get started. Time's up. Do you have your answer ready? I hope so, because the solution here is very simple but not obvious, so let's go ahead and solve it together. If you look at the original question, the most important part there is assuming same cost per year. This will drive our first step in solving this question. And to solve it, we need to calculate the cost per year of coverage without a discount. We know that 10-year coverage costs $150, so to calculate the cost per year, let's divide 150 by 10, and the annual cost is $15 per year. Knowing this, we can calculate the cost of 15-year term policy without a discount. 15 years multiplied by $15 per year equals $225. In step 2, let's calculate the 20% discount. 225 multiplied by 0.2 equals $45 discount. And in step 3, let's calculate the 15-year premium with the discount. $225 minus $45 equals $180. So the correct answer here is choice A, $180. Here's the amazingly cool question, which is easy to understand, but very hard to address in the real life. What is your approach to rebuilding trust after a conflict or misunderstanding? Your choices for the answers are choice A, do not bring up the issue. Choice B, take responsibility and focus on resolving the situation. Choice C, highlight the other person's role in the conflict. And choice D, wait for the other party to make the first move. Just like on the real test, your goal is to understand the question and lock in your answer before timer is up. Once you're ready, we'll reconnect on the other side and review it together. Let's go ahead and get started. Time's up. Do you have your answer ready? I hope so, because the solution here is simple, but not obvious, and even harder to actually practice in real life. The key word in this question is rebuilding trust. And guiding principle to rebuild the trust is taking responsibility, addressing the issue openly, and committing to actions that restore confidence. So how are we going to select the right answer? Here are some considerations for you. The ideal response should demonstrate accountability, proactive effort, and open communication to repair relationships effectively. Let's look at the first and correct answer. Choice A, move on without addressing the issue. It seems very easy, right? But avoidance leaves unresolved tensions and erodes trust. You have to understand why it is so hard to practice rebuilding the trust. Always remember that taking responsibility is very hard because it requires admitting mistakes, which can feel uncomfortable and exposes us to criticism. It also demands vulnerability and effort, making avoidance an easier but less effective choice. Let's look at two other incorrect choices. Highlight the other person's role in the conflict. Well, without pointing the fingers, this is what majority of people do. It actually shifts the blame and worsens the relationship. Choice D, wait for the other party to make the first move, is also incorrect. This choice actually lacks initiative and actually delays rebuilding the trust. As you might have guessed, the correct answer here is choice B. Take responsibility and focus on resolving the situation actually does rebuild the trust. Are you ready for more? Try this question to see how you would do. After realizing you made a mistake that hurt someone's trust, what is your next step? Choice A, ignore it and hope they will forget about it. Choice B, take ownership of the mistake and outline steps to improve. Choice C, defend your actions to avoid looking weak. And choice D, internally shift blame in your mind to justify why other person is incorrect. After you've selected your final answer, post it in comments and I'll share my feedback. Enjoy solving this cool problem. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate you for helping us to become one of the largest YouTube channels to help people become smarter, increase your IQ, and to pass any test. If the content of this video was helpful, please make sure to click the like button to help YouTube algorithm promote this video and help other people to find it faster. Giving us a like is also a way for you to tell us that you need more content like this, and when you tell us, we will deliver it for you in the future. For links to free and premium resources, please check the description and comments of this video. You can also go directly to our website, howtoanalyzedata.net, to download the materials related to this topic. I really appreciate your endorsement, support, and patronage of this channel. And thank you for considering to become a member and considering to subscribe. Please leave feedback, suggestions, or corrections in comments. And all the best on your journey. I'll see you in my next video.